Hey guys, I'm Mark with the Ovalrcteam, and today I'm standing here with Enzo, the owner of Park Lane Hobbies, and we're going to do an unboxing of the Kyosho Mini Z rear-wheel drive. It's a white Audi R8. We'll take a look at the box, and it's got a nice graphic of the chassis of the car. We have the Audi in the white, and you can see that right through the clear packaging of the box. On the back of the box, has some things telling you about the car and the transmitter. And this car is ready to run, and it shows you on the side of the box all the contents inside the box. Okay, now we'll have Enzo open up the box, and we'll pull the car out. Using an X-Acto knife right across the top. We have the car out, and you also have a booklet, instruction booklet. Now we can take a closer look at the car now that we got it out of the box. See the graphics on it, how realistic it looks. We're going to remove it from the cardboard here. Using an X-Acto knife, you can cut the tape along the front and the back.
If you're on your lid, you got some problems.
Pull the tabs out of the back of the cardboard base. And on the bottom of the car, you'll see it's wire tied fast to the box. Cut the wire ties with a pair of cutters. Remove the car. And on the bottom of the car, you'll see that also has a wire tie. It's a plastic tie holding the body on. You're going to want to remove that. And now we can see what the car looks like off the base. Both sides of the car. How detailed the front is. And the detail at the back of the car. These cars are pretty durable. The body is plastic. The mirrors are a softer plastic or made of some type of rubber. And the back wing is plastic also. And even though it looks like it might break off on the first lap, I think it's pretty durable. And on some of the test cars that we've had, these held up pretty well. Now we'll take a look underneath the chassis. And you can see you have an on-off switch after you turn on your receiver. Flip over the car. Move that switch forward. That'll turn the car on. To turn it off, just move the switch back. The chassis has front suspension and rear suspension. There's a shock on top of the chassis, and there's a plastic plate right here which helps the chassis flex. This lets the car handle better. And on the rear you have a differential, and that just lets the car steer a little easier through the corners. With the body removed, we can take a look at the front end and the suspension. The suspension up front comes from these tiny little springs underneath these arms, and you can change out these springs to give you a different feel to your suspension. You can change the suspension at the rear of the car just by removing this plastic plate and adding a different plate made of different material. Now I can show you the movement of the rear of the car. If I tilt to the side, you can see how it also flexes upward. The chassis, the front plate, the gears, and the rims are all made of plastic. Tires are made of rubber, and you can change these out for softer tires for better handling. When you go to install the battery retainer, slide it right over top of the tabs, snap it down right into place. Inside the box you have an instruction booklet, and there is a plastic bag with some cones and some tools inside. We'll open that up. Binding plug. Then we have a lug wrench, nut driver to remove the wheels. And you have 20 cones. You can set up your own obstacle course. We have another bag that contains some extra parts for the car. We're going to go ahead and open that up, show you guys what that is.
that was definitely a crack. I thought it was a plastic version at first.
This is an extra steering bar. These are extra gears, gear ratio. This actually goes with it. This actually gives you the right mesh to the different gear ratios with the motor. This is an upper plate. This is the front plate where the front suspension. These are extra wheel nuts. These are shims for the front suspension, little spacers. These are actual little, basically spacers for the shock on the car, the rear shock. Gives you different distances, different wheelbase. This is a tool for the car.
Okay, and that's your extra parts. Okay, now why don't you go ahead and show us the instruction booklet. What do we have inside there? A couple quick directions showing you how to get started. And your instruction manual. Take a look through some of the pages in the instruction manual, just giving you some warnings that you should read through and make sure you know all about your car before you get started. Back of the instruction booklet has a nice parts breakdown so you can see all the different parts on your car. Now we'll take the transmitter out of the bag, put it upside down, slide the plate over to the side, and the transmitter will take 4 AAA batteries. All right, on the back of the transmitter we have the on-off switch, and you can turn on the radio just by flipping the switch up and pushing it down, turn it off. On the front of the transmitter we have an adjustment knob, and you can turn this knob to either have full steering or very little steering. Turning it all the way over to the right will give you full steering. Turn it all the way to the left counterclockwise will give you very little steering. Then we have an accessory knob, which is right in the middle, and that would be for something else that you might add onto the car where you'd need another channel. And right to the right of that, right above the steering wheel, we have your trim steering knob. So if you want the car to steer straight going down the straightaway, you can adjust that by just turning that knob. Right alongside the steering wheel on the left-hand side, we have your throttle trim knob, and you can turn that knob and adjust your throttle trim so that way you have full throttle and full reverse. And you have your steering wheel. Underneath the steering wheel, you have your throttle trigger. You can pull the throttle trigger back toward the handle, and that will be forward throttle. Pushing it forward first will give you brake. Pushing it again will give you reverse. That's all the controls on your transmitter.
Okay, something I want to cover is when you do power up your transmitter and your vehicle, it will be in training mode. The way you identify that it's in training mode, it will blink as you see it now blinking. Once you get comfortable with the vehicle and you're able to control it properly, then to take it out of demo mode, you actually shut the transmitter off. You pull the trigger back full, turn the power on, let it go, it'll blink, initialize, and it'll be solid green. Then you'll have full throttle of the vehicle.
All right, now after we have the batteries in the transmitter and the transmitter's all ready to go, we'll flip over the car, take the body off of the chassis. You'll need to remove the battery retainers on each side just by lifting that up on the bottom and off the hinge on the top. And now we're ready to install our batteries. And Enzo, why don't you tell us what batteries you need?
You'll need 4 AAA rechargeable peak batteries. They're 900 milliamps.
And you will need a separate charger to charge that?
Yes.
And why don't you show us what that looks like?
This is a Kyosho Mini Z charger. It charges 4 at one time. It's a USB-based charger.
This is what the charger looks like after you remove it from the box, and it has the cable with it, but it does not have the little charging block, and you will need to get that separately. With the batteries installed into the charger, plugged into the wall, we can see now that it is blinking blue lights. That means that it's charging, and when it's done charging, it'll be solid green light. With the batteries fully charged, now Enzo's going to show us how to install the batteries inside the car. It's a little tricky. You got to snap them into place on each side. There is markings inside the chassis to show you which way the batteries go, and you'll put the battery hold down on each side. Now our chassis is all ready to go, right?
Yep.
Okay, we'll go ahead and install the body. And we're all ready to test it out.
Yes, we are.
Okay. What do we need to do now in order to get it running? Just turn on the radio first.
Turn the radio on first.
You'll see a blinking green light. Goes solid. That's ready. Flip the car upside down. Just flip the little switch underneath the car. Test your controller. Make sure you have forward end steering. Now we're ready to go test the car on the track. Take some practice first when you get a new car. This is a hobby grade car, a really good quality RC car. The track that the cars are running on today is an RCP track. It's a snap together track, foam type material, and it's laid on top of an 8x12 platform. Perfect for garage racing. It really depends on your track, but if you guys are getting ready to go racing on a weekend night at one of the local tracks, I know here at the Park Lane Hobbies, he uses an Easy Lap transponder. Comes in a package like this here, and let's show them what the transponder looks like. That's a transponder right here, and that's that way when you drive on the track, it picks up your lap times so you can race with the other cars. It's easy to install the Easy Lap transponder. Just install it right into this slot right here. Lining up the tabs. Pushing it down into place, and you can use a two-sided tape to attach it to the car. And so that's really all you need to go racing on a Saturday night here at Park Lane Hobbies. You just need a car right out of the box, batteries, a charger, a charging block, and a transponder. And that's everything you need to go racing, and that's why this is becoming so popular. So that's the unboxing of the Kyosho Mini Z, the Audi R8. And I want to thank Enzo here at Park Lane Hobbies today for helping me out. You guys can also join my Facebook group. I want to thank you for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. We'll see you on the next one.